All right, I'm on the corner of South Oakview, and it's Sunday. It's the first of the year of 2023, and on Sundays I come out and pick garbage up. The street's not that bad. I was out here last Wednesday, but if you don't pick it up, it gets real bad. We still have a lot of masks, but I'll take them over the baby diaper, the used baby diaper. Yeah, this street's not that bad today. Yeah, this is what I do on my Sunday morning. This is basically church for me. I come out and clean up the neighborhood. I do mostly cans, pieces of paper. I don't do this is going to be a pain. That's really thin. Wow. New kind of can. It's like super thin. I don't pick up the sticks because there is a landscaper. That's his job. He's a big fat guy, and he's very lazy, and I refuse to do his work. This ain't bad at all today. I hope you like my camera being mounted to the litter tongs. I thought that was pretty innovative. I've done this once before, but this camera has stabilization, and it's a lot nicer to watch. It makes a big difference in the neighborhood if you pick the garbage up. If you don't pick it up, then it gets real bad. I mean, it gets real bad real quick. I had this person one time insult me about picking the stuff up, and I said, you know what, I'm not going to do it anymore. And then I told everybody what they did to me, and then I straightened it out, and they come up and apologized and asked me to do it again. They claimed there wasn't any garbage. I've been doing this for 15 years. You come out one or two times a week and do 6 different streets. The neighborhood looks good. But once you stop, we have a Dunkin' near here, a Dunkin' Donut, we have a McDonald's, we have a Five Guys, we have a Wawa, and when people, they eat in their car, and as they're driving along, they decide they don't want certain things, and they chuck it out the window. And then you have the people that smoke certain brands of cigarettes, guaranteed. I won't tell you who they are, but there's a certain brand of cigarettes you can guarantee that you'll find within a week 3 packs in the same place, empty packs. That certain type of person doesn't like society, and we have one right over here. That certain type of person, they walk their dog in here and they don't pick up. So when I'm cleaning, I have to watch out for the landmines. A lot of people just throw stuff down the sewer. The sewer goes down the street and out in the little, we have a little stream there. So they don't understand that. In other words, you put stuff down this sewer right here, and it goes down to a nice little stream down the street, and you'll see it all. Here's another mask. So get one. What's funny about the masks is when COVID first started, I used to find some really nice ones. I didn't touch them. I just pick them up and throw them out. But I made my own. And people had really expensive ones. And they just dump it. They throw it out of the car. I'd like to have that kind of money. I didn't see anything good today. Now, as you get up, see, here's the shopping mall. And the guy that cleans that, he did it yesterday. Okay, so I know if I get this done, because this is from there. It blows out, comes down, and it works its way down the street into my neighborhood. This is my neighborhood, but this isn't my street. And this is the headwaters. This is where the garbage comes from. And if you clean this, it helps keep the rest of the neighborhood clean. So it looks pretty good, right? Huh? Pretty good? I missed a few things. That's the other thing when you're cleaning. You walk in one direction and the sun hits the garbage a certain way and you see it. And you pick it up, and then when you come the other direction, you see stuff you missed. Some of it's with the grass too. Blades of grass. Because that shopping mall there is doing really good. We're getting a Hobby Lobby in there now coming. That mall is jumping. I know a lot of malls in the country aren't doing that well. There's a landmark there. And I talked to the guy that lets his dog poop here. And yesterday he blew me off. I got over to talk to him just as his dog was letting loose on the ground. And he got a little embarrassed. Right. You can't punish him. He's already punished. All right? There's some people, they're so miserable all the time that if you catch them polluting or littering and you punish them, it doesn't do any good because they're already miserable people. So I come out and I usually pick up, you know, I use a tall kitchen bag, and I do little sections at a time, and then I call quits. I used to come out and spend 3 hours. Now I spend basically once or twice a week, different sections, or just whatever it takes to get them good, looking good. I don't do every bottle top, especially right up in here. This is all from over there, and there's no winning this game. So if people go to Harbor Freight, they buy a tool and they need to undo something on their car. They take it out of the package, and then the package comes down here. And sometimes the receipt is still with it. That's how they got to go. As soon as here's another mask. Marble country. The people that smoke use the world as an ashtray. I don't have any smoking friends. Oh, here's a package. This might be it. Usually you find three of these together. A person that smokes this throws his empty packages in the same place. He goes to walk to work or to take the bus, and he runs out of cigarettes in the same spot every week, and he makes sure, here's another mask, he makes sure he has his little marker pile like he's doing graffiti. See in here? I do just up to the end of this fence. Look at it, huh? These are the people that throw it over the fence. See, they're good citizens. They don't throw it out on the road. They throw it over the fence. I showed you the other day the homeless people. They're even worse. They pee in bottles and leave the bottle behind. It's a nice day. It's 40 degrees out here. I don't know how good this mic is picking up. My other camera was much better for volume. I increased the volume on this camera, but I think it has to do with the when you power it up, the boot up noise. See in there? It's all from the mall. That's not my list anymore. I used to do that, but then I found a guy that got paid to do that. He come here one day. You pay? Yeah. He comes over and picks a couple things up. And I'm like, okay. And then he promised he'd come more often. He didn't. So I only come up to the end of the fence. Another mask. See, the people that work here, they wear a mask, and then when they come out of work, they take them off. And then some of the shoppers, they just toss them out of the window of the car. All right, that's good. That's good for this week. Right, let me go over and do some of the shopping mall. Now, these people coming out of the mall, they're coming from McDonald's. They got their meal. Come on. And one friend used to say, it's the one on the right. He used to scream at people, it's the one on the right, meaning the gas pedal instead of the brake. He's dead. You know, you think about certain people and then you go to contact them and you realize they're gone. I made it to 70. Some of the real turds that I had to work with, they only went to 50. They only made it to 50 years old. They used to make fun of me, the bicycle rider. This one fat guy. He used to play softball. And he could pitch high-speed softball, which I could also. And he had all the answers. Dead at 51. I've already, as far as age, I'm happy I made it this far. This is it for me. As far as I told everybody, 70's it. You know, 50% of men at 75 are senile, fully are going there. I've noticed that on a few people I know that are a few years older than me. They're starting to repeat themselves a lot. I mean, more than I do. The other thing too, I noticed a lot of older people, they don't want to try anything new. Out here. I don't know what that is. Here's another Newport box. So if you don't clean the area, like I said, the person that smokes those, it's the same person. They like to like fill up the area with their boxes. When I first started, I had this one guy, and I stared him down a few times. You can't change him now. You can't fix stupid. I come out here and, like I said, the bag's getting full. But this isn't my neighborhood. This is the shopping mall's property that I'm doing right now. This is George's. George, I don't know his last name. This is his property. But some of the people, some of this is from, they get their cars fixed up here and they sit on this little guardrail and then they throw the stuff down here. I've come by here when I see them. You know what I mean? If you walk by here enough, my dollar store's up here. You get to see where a lot of this stuff comes from. And a lot of it's just blowing around. It looks good enough. It looks good here. The whole trick is you get what you can see from the road. And then here's these bushes. I don't know why George didn't cut these down. But you get the people that like to roll the thing up and then throw it in the bush. Oh, I'm a good citizen. I'll roll it up. Oh, and then you get the people that like to rip lottery tickets up. You know, like 20 lottery tickets. Rip them up into little tiny pieces. And then dump them in a pile in the street. Out of their car. That makes me real happy. Okay, I see one more thing over there. Here. Now, doing garbage like this, I found a $100 bill once. I found at least 3 20s. You find change once in a while, but since the pandemic, everybody's using their debit or credit cards, so you don't find money anymore. But this is a tourist area, and people are very loose with their money, or they used to be. Not anymore. I don't find anything anymore. Okay, I think that's it. Huh? This is South Oakview, and there's a Five Guy Burger up there, a McDonald's, and then the shopping mall there is very active. It's got an Ollie's and a Gabe's. This looks good. See, I don't pick this up. They just took a tree down that was over here that was dying, and I was bringing those branches home and cutting them up, putting them in my garbage. But I stopped doing that because they do have a landscaper here. I see something under the fence here. Now, if it's nice tomorrow, I'll probably come up and go behind the fence. I do go behind the fence and clean also. Yeah, not too bad. Not real bad. See, this road comes down. There's a little creek right over there, and anything that goes in the sewers comes out on the little creek. And I've gone down in that creek and cleaned it out. And the guy that got me to do it kept telling me people throw stuff in the creek. That's not what it was. It turned out to be, it's coming down on the sewer system. And after a while, I learned not to listen to him. He's nuts. He's totally crazy. He told me the town was complaining about an oil drum in the creek. I went all through our creeks. I found a plastic bottle for castor oil. He called it an oil drum. It was an emergency. So right after that, I quit. He likes to be in charge of people, and there's something wrong with him. But he calls me up, big emergency. There's an oil drum in the creek, and I go down there. It's a plastic bottle. What is 16 ounces for castor oil? All right, one more thing over here. I know these people. I always clean this here. This bag's heavy because everything's wet. Here we go. They got an extra car. Can you tell they got an extra car? It's pretty funny when you get older and you start paying attention to what other people are doing and what they believe in and stuff. It's really amazing. I spent my whole life putting other people before me, and it did not work out well. People sometimes think I'm talking down to them. So you gotta watch what you do. I saw this thing on the way over. I guess I'll pick it up. I don't know what it is. That looks really heavy. It's like insulation from a house. Yeah. Boy, that's heavy. I'm gonna have to carry that. It looks pretty good in here. I've done this last Tuesday, this street. There's a straw nobody used. It's still in the package. Oh, please. As the bag gets full, it gets harder and harder to get stuff to go in it. I don't see any of the cats. I'll turn this into a cat video. The other thing too here is people put their garbage out, and they don't come because of the holiday, and they leave it out for another week, and they just keep adding to it. Totally different than New Jersey. Man, New Jersey, you put your garbage out like that, and then don't bring it back in because they didn't come. They come over and ring your doorbell. I can't get it in the bag. All right. I bless the carry back. Yeah, in New Jersey, if you leave your garbage out like that, they come over and ring your doorbell. They boil you out. Tell you should know better. Then they turn their back on you and walk away. And the next time you see them, they'll talk to you as long as you pick the garbage up. And we had this set of codes, standards in my neighborhood in Jersey. And it's pretty funny. You thought they only talked like that when you were a kid. And then as you're older, they were expecting the new people to do the same thing. So whenever a new person would move in the neighborhood, I'd go over and ring their doorbell and talk to them. And I'd say, here's the rules of the neighborhood. You do what you want to do, but this is what they'll expect. And for the most part, people did. It was a nice neighborhood. Now this neighborhood here, you have a lot of independent people. They do what they want. But this is my street. This is good old Coreopsis Drive.